My name's Yasmin Al-Wathiki and I'm from Kuwait. I'm currently 20 years old. I've only been in the US for 3 years, so 18 years in Kuwait. I just wanted to study abroad, and I found that the US was a close country for me. Yeah, especially when I tried studying abroad here in the 11th grade. I was an exchange student in Minnesota, so I really got an experience of living with an American family, and I really liked how that felt. So I always kept in mind that I wanted to study in the US for college. So far it's pretty good. I mean, I like how it's easy to communicate with people, and people are very friendly here.
My name is Fatima Ismail. I'm turning 22 this month. I'm from Kuwait. I was born in Michigan, but I lived my whole life in Kuwait, and now I'm here for like 4 years now. So my father came here to the U.S. to get his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering, and after he graduated, my parents went back to Kuwait. So I didn't have the chance to live in the U.S. I basically lived my whole life in Kuwait with my siblings, and here and I came back to the U.S. to get my college education. I mean, I could have got it in Kuwait, but then I wanted to have this experience by coming here to the U.S. One of the reasons that made me come to the U.S. to get my bachelor's degree is because I read and I heard a lot that America has is a friendly nation, and people are friendly and stuff. So that's why I came here.
In some aspects easier, in some aspects harder. For example, the weather here is much better than Kuwait because it's so hot over there. But food-wise, I like Kuwaiti food way more than American food. I mean, it's very fattening, so if you're not careful, you can gain a lot of weight without knowing. Socially, probably something other than the language. People in Kuwait don't interact with one another with people that they don't know as often as here. That's one major difference. And then also just having family around, that's a major difference.
So the community that my parents lived in was kind of different, because in Michigan they lived among a Muslim community, especially it was in Dearborn. But here in Georgia, you don't see a lot of Muslims. So so that's the main difference, the community difference. At the beginning, it was kind of hard. Like anyone who comes, who travels from their country, they would have homesick and all of that. But then I have my siblings here, as I said previously, so I can just visit them from time to time and from break to break. Also, I had the chance to get to know people from Mercer, like international students, and especially the Kuwaiti students who had the same, who came here for the same program. So that made it easier for me. We met at a restaurant. I talked to you by email or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I talked to the girls and I told them about you.
Mm-hmm. And then we met up.
We met in a restaurant in Atlanta, and we just kept in touch. Basically, we talked to each other from time to time until she came to Mercer.
Yeah, since we both knew at that time that we were both coming to Macon, the Mercer University campus here. Mm-hmm. So we definitely stayed in touch.
All right, so first of all, I wear the hijab for religious purposes. I think it's for modesty, and I wear it to embrace my lifestyle.
There's a variety of reasons, but one of them, first of all, it's a personal choice. Another reason is fulfilling God's commandment for modesty. Another thing is I like how comfortable and safe it makes me feel, and I like presenting myself in a modest way in front of people. And everyone views modesty differently, so this is my perspective on it. And also some people, some Muslim people, don't wear it because of their religious identity. They can wear it for a cultural, expressing themselves culturally. For example, by wearing it, they can tie themselves to their country of origin. The first initial thing is when you see someone else wearing a hijab, you instantly feel a connection with them because you just had like similar experiences because of wearing it. You know what I mean? You can always find something in common with them, and also there's a high chance that they also speak the same language as you, so that makes it even more easier to communicate, especially if your English is not as like fluent like myself. And yeah, it just, you instantly have a friend that you can connect with.
But then, when we talk here about Georgia, it's kind of hard to find someone to that happen to have the same religion and language and stuff. I mean, we pretty much know each other. Yeah. So we had to get to know other people, like to get out and just talk to people from this community and get to know them and interact with them.
I agree. Like, we don't always like try to limit ourselves with only hijabi people. Like, I love getting to know new people, like other Americans.
Yeah, and getting to know this community. So yep.
I noticed that there's definitely a difference when I go from city to city in the U.S. For example, like when I was in Chicago or New York, I noticed that people don't really give me weird stares. But when I'm in like a place like Georgia, where not a lot of Muslim women or Muslims in general are living here, people tend to like give sort of unfriendly stares, but I just try to ignore that.
So I've been to Chicago, I've been to California in general multiple times, because my siblings go to school there, and life is different there. Like, people are really familiar with the Muslim community, and they like, you can see many hijabi girls like walking around and stuff, so I don't feel like I am the only one, or like there are not many hijabi girls around, you know what I mean? So but here in Georgia, as I said previously, that there are not as many hijabi girls, so people are not familiar with it as much.
It depends. I mean, I can tell from like the first 5 minutes of talking if they're looking at my hijab or giving me weird stares, but most of the time they're very friendly, and that's not an issue really. One major thing that I noticed about people's misconceptions here is that women that wear hijab, or Muslim women in general, are forced to wear the hijab and they're oppressed or silenced, and that I view it as a Western idea, and it's basically far from the truth. I notice people mix culture and religion a lot, and in some places, for example in the Middle East, if you see people that are oppressed and forced to wear the hijab, it's mostly the families or the culture within the country that does that, and it's not really because of Islam. It's not because of the religion itself, because the religion gives women the opportunity to decide if they want to or not want to wear it.
Okay, so I don't want many people, not many, but some people, when they look at me, they would think that I am oppressed for wearing a hijab, and I didn't wear it from a personal decision, and that's totally not true. I'm wearing it because I believe in it, and there's a reason why I wear it, and I hope that people would like change their minds of that misconception.
I don't know if it's like directly correlated, but it's a little, like, I've noticed a little bit of difference. Like, there's a lot more tension with women that wear hijab. I mean, it's a lot more of a hot topic now that Trump got elected, I feel like. But I can't really tell. I mean, like, people have always like been kind towards it, but I've noticed some people like pushing away and keeping distances because a lot of people, if they don't understand something, they would fear it, like the fear of the unknown.
Yes, so I think that America, like post 9/11 America, has changed a lot in viewing the Muslim community. It has made the American people view the Muslim community differently. Many people look at them as terrorists, unfortunately, and that is totally not true. I mean, if you look at the total number of Muslims all around the world, it's about like 1.8 billion. So if all of them are terrorists, we won't be alive by now, right? So that doesn't make total sense. I think people should now that they have all the resources to get educated by using the internet or having a research, they should educate themselves about the Muslims and especially hijabi girls. I think people at Mercer, they're friendly. I don't think I have this difficulty, but when I go outside Mercer, people would give me like these weird stares, like, what are you wearing? Like, why are you wearing that? And some people would think that I would be, I don't know, like terrorist or something. It could be like dangerous sometimes, but like mostly in Mercer, I've had a good experience.
Mostly accepting. I mean, I haven't noticed like people, like unfriendly people here, and I've also actually experienced people like coming up to me asking about the hijab, which I really like. Like I like really enjoy like teaching them about it, and like I would gain respect for that person because they had the courage to come ask about it instead of like believing the stereotypes and what media shows about the hijab.
So people in the U.S., they like, if you go to the history and stuff, they all come from different backgrounds, and everyone has an identity, and like mostly people respect each other for that. Like that's why I don't think I have a trouble with that. Just because I interacted with many people, and many people respect that about me. I mean, being different is not necessarily being wrong, and many people understand that, especially at Mercer. So yeah, I don't have a trouble with that. And I used to think that I am responsible for to make people think differently about Muslim communities, but now I came to a conclusion that I'm not. Everyone should be able to like search for like information about hijab and Muslim girls.